Most men get this completely wrong. They think the way to win a woman over is to prove how much they care, how available they are, and how deeply they feel for her. But in reality, that's exactly what pushes women away. The men who act like they don't care, they're the ones who get chased. It's not because women love being mistreated. It's because a man who doesn't care is a man who is focused on himself first. He's not emotionally desperate. He's not seeking validation. He's not rearranging his life to impress a woman. And that level of self-sufficiency is attractive. Women crave the mystery, the challenge, and the sense of strength that comes with a man who doesn't revolve around them. On the other hand, the guy who is always available, always texting first, always trying to prove his worth, he gets ignored. Because his actions scream, "I need you," and neediness is a turnoff. Look at the men women respect the most. They're not the ones chasing. They're the ones who let women come to them. They set the pace. They control their emotions. They don't over-explain themselves or beg for attention. That's masculine energy. This video is going to break down exactly why not caring works. You'll learn the 7 key reasons why men who don't care get more respect, more attraction, and more control in their relationships. If you want to change the way women respond to you, pay close attention to each section. Let's get into it. I've created a community on Podium where I break down everything you need to know, step by step. You'll get no-nonsense, practical advice that will boost your confidence and help you build stronger, more meaningful connections. And the best part? The first 20 people who join will get an exclusive discount, so don't hesitate. Click the link in the description to grab your spot. If you know someone who could use this, share it with them. 1. Women chase what they can't have. The moment a woman feels like she has completely won a man, her interest starts to drop. Women are naturally drawn to men who are slightly out of reach, men who don't hand over their time, energy, and attention on a silver platter. It's not about playing games, it's about understanding desire. When a man makes himself too available, it kills the mystery and excitement. She knows exactly where you are, what you're doing, and that you'll always be there. There's no challenge, no emotional tension, nothing to work for. And once a woman stops feeling that emotional tension, she stops feeling attraction. Think about how luxury brands operate. The most expensive cars, watches, and designer items aren't easy to get. They don't go on sale. They aren't sitting on every store shelf waiting for customers to pick them up. Scarcity increases value. Women operate the same way. If you are too easy to access, you lower your own value. Now, compare that to a man who doesn't seem to care. He's not always texting first. He's not waiting for her. He's got his own life moving forward. That lack of availability makes her want his attention more. She starts wondering what he's doing, why he isn't chasing her like every other guy. That curiosity turns into desire, and suddenly, she's the one chasing. A perfect example of this: the guy who starts ignoring a woman after she pulls away. She was losing interest when he was chasing, but the moment he stops, she suddenly gets curious again. She starts texting. She starts trying to get his attention back. Why? Because he's become a challenge again. The bottom line is this: women don't value what they don't have to work for. If you want her to chase you, stop making yourself too easy to reach. 2. Women respect men who put themselves first. A man who makes a woman the center of his world loses her respect. It's that simple. Women are drawn to leaders, not followers. The moment a man prioritizes a woman over his own purpose, goals, and self-respect, he lowers himself in her eyes. Think about the men women admire the most. They're the ones who have something going on in their lives, a vision, a purpose, a mission. They're not texting all day. They're not sitting around waiting for her to respond. They're busy building their lives, and she has to work to be part of it. Most men do the opposite. They meet a woman they like, and suddenly everything revolves around her. They drop their hobbies, they cancel plans with friends, they check their phone every 5 minutes, hoping she texted back. That kind of behavior tells her one thing: you are desperate. Women do not respect desperation. They respect a man who stands firm in who he is, regardless of how she feels. A man who keeps pushing forward whether she's there or not. That's why men who don't care too much naturally attract more respect. It's not because they treat women badly, but because they treat themselves as the priority. Let's take a practical example. Imagine two men. Man A meets a woman and starts adjusting his entire schedule for her. He cancels gym sessions, skips business meetings, and ignores his personal growth just to be available. He constantly asks her where she wants to go, what she wants to do, and how she's feeling. He's seeking her approval, trying to make sure she's happy at all times. Man B meets a woman but stays focused on his path. He still goes to the gym, still works late if necessary, and still makes time for his personal interests. He doesn't ignore her, but he doesn't bend over backwards either. If she wants to see him, she has to fit into his world. He doesn't abandon everything for her. Which man do you think she will respect more? Which one will she desire more? The answer is obvious. Man B is showing masculine strength. He's showing that he is his own priority and that she has to earn her place in his life. That kind of attitude makes a woman value your time, your presence, and your attention more. So if you want to keep a woman attracted, stop making her your top priority. Put yourself first and watch how her respect for you grows. 3. Women test men to see if they're weak. Women do not take men at face value. They test them constantly. They want to know if a man is as strong as he seems or if he will crumble under pressure. The moment she senses weakness, the way she treats him will change. A woman doesn't consciously do this to be cruel. It's instinctual. She needs to know if the man she's dealing with can handle himself or if he's just pretending. One of the biggest tests a woman will throw at a man is emotional. She will pull away, ignore texts, act distant, or even pick fights for no real reason. If the man panics, starts over-explaining himself, or begs for her attention, she immediately sees that he is emotionally weak. That's when she starts to lose attraction. She may still talk to him, but the respect is gone. And when respect disappears, so does desire. A man who doesn't care too much, however, passes her tests effortlessly. When she pulls away, he doesn't chase. If she ignores his texts, he simply moves on with his life. If she picks a fight, he stays calm and doesn't let his emotions control him. This is real masculine energy, not reacting emotionally to every little thing she does. That kind of strength commands respect. Women will also test through inconsistency. One day, she's all over you. The next, she's cold and distant. If you react by demanding answers, looking for reassurance, or trying to fix the situation, she sees you as a man who lacks confidence. A man who knows his worth doesn't need to ask why a woman is acting distant. He doesn't waste time overanalyzing her behavior. He stays focused on his own life, and she eventually comes back because she realizes he isn't dependent on her mood. Another test is through rejection and attitude. She may criticize you, compare you to other men, or subtly undermine your confidence just to see if you'll react emotionally. A weak man gets defensive, tries to prove himself, or even apologizes when he did nothing wrong. A strong man doesn't entertain the nonsense. He either laughs it off, stays unbothered, or simply walks away if she crosses a line. That's the difference between men who command respect and men who get used and discarded. A perfect example is when a woman tells a man she's too busy or suddenly cancels plans. The weak man immediately offers to reschedule, asks when she's free, or keeps checking in. The strong man? He doesn't even react. He lets her be busy. He goes on with his life. And guess what happens? She starts thinking about him more, wondering why he isn't chasing. That's when she reaches out, because now she sees he is not easy to control. A man who doesn't care too much naturally passes all of these tests. Not because he's playing a game, but because he truly believes he has better things to do than worry about a woman's mood swings. And that's what makes him so attractive. 4. Women are drawn to men they can't control. A woman may say she wants a man who listens to her, agrees with her, and does what she asks. But in reality, she does not respect a man she can control. The moment she feels like she has the power to dictate your actions, your emotions, and your time, she loses interest. Women might enjoy the feeling of control for a while, but deep down, they crave a man who stands his ground and does not break under pressure. Most men make the mistake of thinking that if they always agree with a woman, always do what she wants, and never say no, she will appreciate them more. The truth is the opposite. A woman tests a man's strength by seeing if he will fold under her influence. If she realizes he is too eager to please, too afraid to disagree, or too willing to compromise his own needs, she stops seeing him as a strong man. Instead, she sees him as someone she can manipulate. And once she knows she has full control over a man, the attraction dies. A man who doesn't care too much is different. He does not let a woman's emotions dictate his actions. He does not change his mind just to keep her happy. If he doesn't want to do something, he says no. If he has plans, he sticks to them. If she tries to guilt trip him or play games, he doesn't react. This is what creates true masculine energy. The ability to remain firm no matter what she throws at you. Women respect a man who has boundaries. If she disrespects him, he does not argue or beg for better treatment. He simply pulls back. He lets his actions speak for him. A weak man, on the other hand, will complain, try to talk it out, or accept poor treatment in the hope that things will change. That only makes things worse. A woman does not respect a man who tolerates disrespect. She respects a man who walks away from it without hesitation. A perfect example of this is when a woman tells a man to change something about himself. Whether it's the way he dresses, the way he speaks, or how he spends his time. A weak man immediately adjusts, hoping it will make her happy. But a strong man, he listens, but he does not change unless he truly wants to. He does not seek validation. He does not look for her approval. He remains unshaken in his identity. And that makes her respect him even more. The reality is that women do not truly want a man they can shape into whatever they want. They want a man who is already complete, a man who does not need their approval. That is why men who are too nice, too accommodating, and too eager to please end up being rejected. They think they are doing the right thing, but in the end, they are just making themselves less attractive. A woman will only chase a man she cannot fully control. Be that man. 5. Women respect men who can walk away. A woman will never fully value a man she knows will stay no matter what. The moment she senses that you are afraid to lose her, she loses respect for you. She may not leave immediately, but she will start treating you differently, testing your limits, pulling away, and even entertaining other options. Women are naturally drawn to men who have the strength to walk away when necessary. Most men make the mistake of thinking that sticking around no matter what proves their love and commitment. They believe that if they endure disrespect, neglect, or emotional games, the woman will eventually realize their worth and appreciate them. But that's not how it works. The harder you hold on, the less she values you. Women are wired to test a man's strength, and one of the biggest ways they do this is by seeing how much disrespect he will tolerate before he finally has enough. A weak man stays even when he's not valued. He chases when she pulls away, apologizes when he did nothing wrong, and waits around for her attention. A woman may keep him around as an option, but she will never truly desire him. She knows he doesn't have the guts to walk away, so she takes him for granted. A man who doesn't care too much is different. He knows his worth. If a woman starts acting disrespectful, playing games or pulling away, he doesn't beg, argue, or try to fix things. He simply walks away without hesitation. This isn't an act, it's a mindset. He truly believes that he deserves better, and he refuses to waste time on a woman who isn't fully invested. Women do not respect words, they respect actions. A man can say, "I won't tolerate disrespect." But if he continues staying in a situation where he is not valued, his words mean nothing. A woman will only respect a man when she knows that his absence is a real possibility, when she knows that if she crosses the line, he will actually leave and never come back. This doesn't mean you walk away over every little issue. It means that when a woman stops appreciating you, treats you poorly, or plays games, You don't engage in drama or try to convince her to change. You simply remove yourself from the situation. And guess what happens? She starts chasing you. A perfect example of this is when a woman ignores a man's messages for no good reason. A weak man keeps texting, asking if she's okay, or making excuses for her behavior. A strong man? He sends one message, maybe two, and if she doesn't respond, he moves on. He never double texts, he never asks for an explanation, and he never begs for her time. And because he does this, she starts thinking about him more. She wonders why he isn't chasing, why he doesn't seem affected, and that's when she reaches out, because she realizes he is not afraid to lose her. A man who can walk away is a man women respect. S6. Women chase. Men who are hard to get. Women do not value what comes too easily. The more available you are, the less she wants you. The men who get chased are the ones who are just out of reach, the ones who do not give their time, energy, and attention too freely. If you are always there, always responding instantly, always showing her that she is your priority, she will eventually take you for granted. A woman needs to feel like she earned your attention, not like you are just giving it away for free. A lot of men make the mistake of thinking that being too present will make a woman feel safe and secure. They believe that the more attention they give, the more she will like them, but it doesn't work that way. The men who women chase are the ones who are focused on their own lives, the ones who have things to do, goals to achieve, and a purpose bigger than chasing a woman. Women don't chase men who are too available because those men have no mystery, no excitement, and no challenge. Look at the men women go crazy for. They are never the guys who are constantly texting, calling, and waiting around. They are the ones who take hours, even days, to respond. They are the ones who make plans on their terms. They are the ones who don't drop everything just because a woman suddenly wants attention. And because they are rare, they are valuable. If a woman knows that every time she calls, you will answer, or every time she asks to see you, you will say yes, she will start losing interest. She will see you as too easy, too predictable, too boring. But if she knows that your time is limited, that you are selective with your attention, she will work harder to get it. Women are wired to desire what is scarce. When they feel like they have to put in effort, they value it more. A practical example is when a man and woman start talking and the man is too eager. He texts her first thing in the morning, checks in during the day, and always asks when they can meet again. At first she might appreciate the attention, but soon she starts responding slower. She cancels plans. She acts distant. Why? Because he gave her too much, too soon. She never had to wonder if he liked her. There was no chase, no excitement, no challenge. Now imagine a different man. He talks to her, he flirts, but then he goes back to his life. He doesn't always text first. Sometimes he takes his time to respond. When she asks to meet, he might say, "I'm busy this week, let's see next week." Suddenly, she is thinking about him all the time. She is checking her phone, she is wondering what he's doing, and just like that, she is the one chasing him. Women want what they feel they might lose. Be the man who is not always available, and you'll never have to chase again. 7. Women stay loyal to men. They can't control. A woman will never fully commit to a man she can control. The moment she realizes that she has power over you, that she can manipulate your emotions, make you jealous, or get you to change just to please her, she will lose respect for you. She may keep you around, but deep down she will not see you as the man she truly wants. Women may not say it, but they want a man who is his own authority. A man who is in control of himself, his emotions, and his decisions. Too many men think that making a woman happy means doing whatever she wants, changing their behavior to fit her expectations, or avoiding anything that might upset her. They think that by being obedient to her moods, they will make her love them more. But the opposite happens. The moment a woman sees that she can bend you to her will, she loses respect for you. She starts to see you as weak, and once that happens, her attraction fades quickly. Women test men in subtle ways. She may give you the silent treatment to see if you will chase. She may start an argument over something small to see if you will apologize just to keep the peace. She may even act cold or distant, just to see how desperate you will get. When a man fails these tests, when he reacts emotionally, begs for her attention, or changes his behavior just to please her, she realizes that he is weak-minded, and women do not stay loyal to weak men. On the other hand, a man who cannot be controlled is different. If a woman gives him the silent treatment, he doesn't chase. He simply goes on with his life. If she starts an argument, he doesn't apologize just to calm her down. He stands firm in his position. If she acts distant, he doesn't beg. He mirrors her energy and lets her come back on her own. This kind of man is rare, and because he cannot be manipulated, a woman will always respect and desire him. A perfect example is when a woman tells a man she doesn't like something about him, maybe his hobbies, the way he talks, or the way he handles things. A weak man will change immediately, thinking, if I fix this, she'll like me more. But a strong man, he simply says, this is who I am. He doesn't argue. He doesn't explain himself. He just keeps being himself, and that makes her respect him more. Women may act like they want a man who listens to them and adjusts to their every need. But that's not what truly keeps them loyal. They stay with the man they cannot break. The man who can say no. The man who doesn't crumble under pressure. The man who isn't afraid to lose her. That's the man she stays loyal to, because deep down she knows she has found someone stronger than her emotions, her tests, and her games. This is why men who don't care too much always get the best results, because they cannot be controlled, and that's exactly why women stay hooked on them. A woman will never truly desire the man who gives her everything without making her work for it. The moment she feels like she has complete control over you, she will lose attraction and start looking elsewhere. Women are drawn to men who don't need them, men who have their own lives, their own purpose, and their own self-respect. If you stop trying to impress, stop chasing, and start living for yourself, women will naturally be drawn to you. The less you care, the more power you have. And in the end, power is what keeps a woman chasing you. If you're looking to take a deeper dive into these concepts, join my Podium community. Link in the description. It's packed with powerful insights to help you master your masculinity in today's dating world. Stay strong, stay focused, and protect your power. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.